Hey guys, listen, thanks for y'all that are in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I was running a little late because I was over there at Sheree's World because they doing a good job talking about that story with Carly Russell. We may address it in Hot Topics Wednesday because it's a hot topic, and maybe by Wednesday when we address that story, there will be more details on the story. But in my opinion, and I get to have my opinion, in my opinion, something in the water ain't clean. Now I pray to God I'm wrong, but you know what we get to do over here? We get to say how we feel, and if we wrong, we apologize. That's life. That's all. No big deal, right? We apologize. I don't know what I got on my face there. I'm trying to clean it off. All right. But tonight is RHOA. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so Sunday's episode, it was something, you know, a lot went down. How Shereé going to have a healing session and she not healed herself? Sheree's a whole hot mess, but that's another story in and of itself. We're going to get into it, okay? Marlo always got these ladies, for them to be grown, they petty. They real petty. So you want to tell what's the name, Kenya, oh, I dated him too? Listen, guys, make sure y'all hit that like button, okay? And then Drew got a lot going on. Drew, you can't be a bad girl and then every time you turn around, you crying. No, girl, you need to stand your ground. Stand your ground. And if the tear is about to drop out your eye, you pretend like something flew in your eye. And you say, wait a minute, I got to go to the bathroom real quick because something in my eye, I need something. Somebody blow my eye. You pretend something in your eye. Don't be letting these girls see you cry all the time. Drew, put your big girl panties on because you playing in the big dog game. Okay? If you want to win this thing, you got to stand your ground. Now, guys, we're about to get into this. I'm about to board this train. And listen, the train is packed. I see somebody trying to get in. I do apologize, but the platform is packed, okay? Y'all know how it goes down over here. You got to be on the platform early. Train is packed. We full house. It's 10 down, okay? Make sure y'all hit that like button because that's your ticket on this train. And I need a what in the chat? Thank you, Radiness. I need a what? A choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. I'm about to board this train for a Monday night recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We got the peeps in the building. Hey, Maria.
Hey, Auntie, hold on. Before you even move on, first of all, what we're going to do is keep this train on the track tonight.
Okay, come on now.
We're going to keep it on the track tonight.
Hello.
And we're not going to come for our girl, Drew, because I'm one of the emotional people like Drew. So sometimes we got to let the people know you hurt my feelings and you going to come check on me, period.
We'll talk about it. Hey, E. Hey, E.
Hi to the diva, hi to the prince, and hi to Shannon.
Hey, boo.
Okay.
Hey, cousin.
Come on now. See, Miss Wilson, wait, let me go to her thing. She know what I'm talking about. Right on, diva. Put on a brave face and fight the air in private. Come on now.
Hey, everyone. As Royer said, y'all are not going to come for Drew tonight because I like Drew. Y'all are not going to come for her tonight for her emotions.
Come on,
I'm going to drag people if I have to.
Well, you know what, Sebastian? You're going to get the dragon.
Ooh.
What you can do is puff your chest up, act like you a big girl, and then as soon as Shereé shuts you down, you get the crying. Your feelings her. No, stand your ground. If you did not get no she by Shereé at the reunion, stand your ground. Girl, I didn't get no she by Shereé.
You had no one defending her.
No, that's a no. Well, that's it. Sometimes you got to stand alone. A lot of times I'm on this train by myself.
She's the youngest. Some of these women on these, they could be her mother.
Sebastian, there's a lot of times y'all be throwing darts at me, bottles, cans, the train done derailed, leave it flat on her face, and nobody lending me a hand.
And the shade.
I never leave you alone, Diva. You're never by yourself. Whenever I see you by yourself, I take with you. I never leave you alone. Whenever you're by yourself, I take with you. So stop. That's not a right.
Dude, I'm not doing your head up. Don't let her blow your head up. You good.
But Diva, sometimes when a tear fall, it means you're about to slap the piss out of somebody, so it's best to go away.
That's how it is right there.
The girl Kandi did it.
Or headbutt.
Kandi cry all the time. Kandi cry, baby.
Don't get out. But she don't walk away. She said, "You better get her because I'm about to punch this B." No, she don't walk away.
Yeah.
But okay, so we're gonna get into that. Let's talk. You know what? It starts out, they show us like the nice little pocket of scenes, and I like that. Okay, thank you everybody for being in the building tonight. Okay, I like that. LLL. Don't do that.
Thank you.
Don't do that. I ain't gonna do that today. Don't do that to Kandi. Listen. So they start out, and Kandi, shout out Kandi, giving out the Thanksgiving bags to the people. Okay, giving out the Thanksgiving bags. Kandi knows how to give back. All right. Now Brooklyn gets to meet her papa, her grandpa. Brooklyn is adorable. We could say whatever we want about Kenya, but she raising that little baby. She's adorable. You could tell she just has a kind heart. She was just smiling and she hugged grandpa and everything. And I don't know who the other little people was in the house, but her brothers. Okay. Brooklyn was happy to see her family. And I like it. I do like it. I thought that was cute. Right. And then, so, we had Drew's house. Now, you know what? Shout out to the men. See, I like when they do the scene with the men's. Because after all, this is Real Housewives of Atlanta. Can we see the husbands? Okay. Monyetta's husband is just about as quiet as her. And they keep messing around. Monyetta is going to lose her friend of the show status. Okay. Speak up, Monyetta, and tell your husband to use his words also. But anyway, the men.
Diva, the shade.
Listen,
and that's what I be talking about. Now y'all see it's the shade because she be throwing it too. So
the food did look delicious, but you know what? I appreciate how they came over to Drew's house, and I appreciate that the sister is still there. Okay, the sister's still there. We got to dig more into that because she seems like she's not going home. But anyway, the sister's still there, and the men are coming over to cook, right? And they have a chef there to help them, make sure the food comes out nice. So I like the way they set that up, and I like the way that Ralph said, all the men is going to cook together and they're going to serve. Okay, so we have Monyetta's husband over there. We had what's the name? What Marlo brought her man? He came. Scotty came. Scotty was in the building. And Scotty is chef, so he know how to cook. Okay, Scotty was in the building. Todd was in the building. Okay, Ross was in the building. The men's was in the building. You know what? We're going to give it up to them for that because this is the first time in a long time we've seen all the men in one little pocket. Or we give them a little smooshy. Okay, we're going to give it to them.
But I have a question though.
Yes.
Scotty's the one who's the felon, right?
Yes. Well, we're not judging, but yes.
And he owns a restaurant too.
Yes, he does. Come on now, Emmanuel. Throw out the facts there. Because what was your question, Sebastian? You just wanted to call out that he was a felon. Don't do that.
Felon begot felon.
Wow.
No wonder why he's such a good match for Marlo.
Wait, y'all. See, y'all start. Yes.
So shady.
Yes. Y'all started already, but y'all stop. Listen, Bryce was there. Courtney's baby daddy was there. Okay, Bryce came and he was having a small reunion because Kandi knows him and so does Kenya Moore. Okay, and then although Kenya Moore man wasn't there, he called. He did a little FaceTime. Okay, so I guess we could give it up for the FaceTime. So he wasn't there, but he FaceTimed her. And that's when Marlo and her rude self talking about, oh, that Roy, I dated him. Come on, Marlo, this is not the time or the place. Are you serious right now? Like, she just wants to get up underneath Kenya's skin. She's being petty. She's being petty.
And I'm glad Kenya didn't fall into that. Kenya held it in together.
She did. Because, you know, so then wait, Shereé, you know what? Shereé earning her check this season. Shereé doing a whole lot. She being different. She earning her check. She not playing, okay? Shereé's trying to rise to the top, all right? So Shereé going to whisper. At least she did whisper. I'm going to give her that. We got to give her that, right? She did whisper to Drew, and she was like, hey, Drew, that's the chef over there? Is he going to get paid? I said, no, she doesn't. So she asked, you know, Drew, was the chef going to get paid? Because she heard about the problems Drew is having in the streets with another chef suing her for $1,000, saying that they don't pay, right? And so, again, see, Drew could have handled that differently at the table. What I'm going to need Drew to do is go to how to clap back 101. Because what you're not going to do is check me in my own house. What you're not going to do is eat the food that my man is making and your man ain't here because you said he's sick or wherever he at, and you're going to eat the food that my man is making and my shrimp and my whatever else they cooked, okay? And then you trying to play me out? No, you got to go. You would have got kicked out. I would have gave Bravo a whole show. You get kicked out. Don't you get queued up in my house and your man ain't even here cooking no biscuit or nothing like that, asking if this chef is going to get paid. Now you got him back there questioning if my Cash App is really going to go through. Don't do that. Okay. So yeah, she was up there playing games with Drew. See, what happens is Shereé knows she could play with Drew all day long, and Drew is she's gonna crumble. You can't be crumbling, Drew. You better stand up and stand down. Okay. So the men did the cooking. I thought it was really nice. And then the men went out there back there talking. Okay. And then, you know, Kandi be running Todd. Kandi be running Todd, because when Kandi was ready to go, Todd was having a good time outside with the men. Kandi was ready to go, and she was like, come on, let's go. He's like, what? It's time. Okay. He couldn't even say bye to the men. He just got his gatherings and he left. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Dad, Kandi, I mean.
Well, he is her investment, so.
Don't do that. But yeah, but Kandi left. And so I noticed that Todd left. So I noticed that they had the aprons on, okay? They had the aprons on because you know, they was cooking, and now Ralph is selling these aprons. I mean, I want to know when I come around, are y'all going to support and buy the apron? I'm just checking. Hold on, because the aprons are for sale, okay? And he's selling his aprons. I ain't playing with you, Ray. He's selling the aprons. It's call me daddy in the kitchen. Well, see, you know what's messed up about this apron? What's his name? The little Josiah. Little Jojo couldn't call you daddy. He had to call you stepdaddy.
That was wrong, Diva. That was so wrong. That was messed up.
The shade.
That was wrong.
I love it. I love it.
That was wrong.
That was pretty good, Diva. That was pretty good.
I'm just saying. Okay, you selling the aprons. The link is in the bio, y'all. So if y'all want the aprons, you know, later on, where you could tell us how much these aprons cost, and maybe, you know, we gotta go see about the aprons. Okay, I don't know, in case y'all want some of these aprons. All right, so that's that. I don't know what that link. It didn't click on the right thing there, but okay. So that's Ralph selling the aprons. So let's go around and talk about this scene here. The man was cooking because everybody about to go to Portugal. Okay, and that was nice. He did a whole little brunch, lunch, or whatever for them before they go off on their way to Portugal for the healing. Roya, what are your thoughts?
The opening of this episode was just a lot. It was a lot. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Kandi. Kandi is out of everybody on Housewife television, I can say for sure, Kandi is always looking out for us as a community. So I do want to put a special thank you out to Kandi and her team for always caring about the little people, you know, those of us who are on the regular everyday level. She never forgets about that. So shout out to Kandi for that. Once we get to the brunch, you know, Kandi and Todd showing up first. Look at Kandi showing up early now. Come on, honey. Being on time. That's what we're talking about. You know, and then the rest of the ladies come. I thought it was very rude and disrespectful how Marlo came for Kenya. It's just like, can we ever have one event where everybody can just get along and be on one accord and it's not no mess and drama? And I felt the same about Shereé. Like, why did you even have to bring that up? If you was really concerned about it, you could have picked up the phone, as Drew said, and called me, talking about whispering it. Girl, everybody sitting here at the table heard what you said. Now, when we talked about well, we'll get there. But we know Shereé don't pay no bills, so she was the last one to need to be bringing up somebody not paying somebody. Period. You know, this relationship with Kenya and this man, because he called, it's kind of making me believe that it's something serious. So I'm like, okay, you know, you keep throwing this man in our face, and he seems like he's very interested. Seems like, but looks can be deceiving. So be careful, Kenya. That's all I'm gonna say. Be careful. You tread lightly. I thought it was so beautiful. Jump back for a second. How Kenya's daughter was able to meet Kenya's dad. I know that there was some situations going on with that, so I'm glad that they were able to come on one accord so that Brooklyn could have a relationship with her grandfather, at least, since her daddy ain't nothing. And then the way that Kandi just comes and just, let's go, Todd. It was very dismissive to me. I didn't like it. You know, I may get in trouble for saying this, and this is just my thought, my opinion, and I've heard men of color say this. They say this is why they get with Caucasian women, because they don't like, you know, how disrespectful Black women can be. Tell me what the people say. And I can see it was just very, it was like, I just didn't like the way she came to check. It wasn't like, hey, babe, you know, I just feel like when Todd addresses her about certain things when they're in a group setting, it's a very relational way. When Kandi do it, it's just like, let's go, I'm ready to go. Like, this is not the Kandi show. This is Kandi and Todd together. Like, you are one. And that's what Todd be talking about. He was talking about earlier in the season. You just come through when it's for you. You come through and do what you want to do and let it be what it's going to be. When it's about me, it's never about me. It's always about you. You know, everything, even stuff that Todd has started, Kandi's name is always in the forefront. And I understand that. But I feel like sometimes, like, if I'm your partner and I'm the bigger person, what is the sacrifice for me to put you first for once? Like, your name is still on the marquee either way. Like, but those are just my opinions, though. I hope I didn't offend nobody, but that's just what I feel, you know. But overall, you know, it was a nice little brunch. The food looked like it was delicious. It was very nice for the husbands. I'm going to stick up for Manyetta's man as well. He did talk outside a little bit. He even let his, you know, I seen his phone ring and he ignored a call just to finish the conversation. So that was a nice little gesture.
Thanks for your E. What are your thoughts? Where you find that apron for me? I want to know how much that apron
I was looking,
Okay. E, what are your thoughts?
So for me, Roya touched on one of the points that I was going to mention, because I found it so interesting how this episode was filmed around Thanksgiving, and out of all the rich bees on the cast, Kandi is the only one who is willing, able, and always giving back to the community.
Come on now.
Kandi cares. Where was Mommy Nation on Thanksgiving? Where was Kenya Moore hair care? People need their edges in the winter. It was cold outside. Where were the joggers? La Archive, where you at? You didn't have no black hoodies? Drew, where were the Drop It with Drew discount codes for people to work off those extra pounds after Thanksgiving? I mean, these women will drive around the city and run over every pothole on Peachtree, pass by every tent under the highway, and still have the audacity to sit on Bravo and attempt to portray excellence and lavishness. These women are pathetic, with the exception of Monyetta, because Monyetta, when she mentioned her orphanage, I thought, this is the Monyetta I like to see. I feel like she has so much to offer, but we're not getting a chance to see it. Listen, the other scene that you mentioned was Kenya. Kenya, Brooklyn hasn't met her grandfather in person in 4 years. I don't understand this. As traumatic as that pregnancy was with her eclampsia, you never wanted to travel to see your dad, or he never wanted to travel to see you. like to see his firstborn. Like, I'm seeing a pattern here. Every man in Kenya's life is emotionally unavailable, meaning every man in Brooklyn's life is emotionally unavailable. This is not good. Now you got this man, if I'm even going to act like I believe this prepaid schedule call was for real, this man is not emotionally available either. He has a toddler daughter himself. And if you ask me, he seems to be more interested in Moneta than he does Kenya. And if you go to the man's Instagram page, he has lots of pictures with Moneta, and she's all in his comments. I haven't seen Kenya in one. So,
well, they are best friends. So,
well, I was just going to say that because it seems like to me like this man is playing the friend role until he can get Heath out of the picture, because we know that's from the Pure Players Handbook 101. As far as Shereé bringing up lawsuits, yes, Drew is being sued for $1,000. Yes, but Drew won her case. Shereé, you were just sued by your attorneys season before last, and the case is still ongoing. And these are the attorneys who represented you in your 2007 divorce. Did we forget that? The case is still ongoing, and it's not for $1,000. It's for $120,000. So you're talking about a case. How about you stay out of the case? As for Ralph and his Call Me Daddy aprons, listen, Ralph wants to know if he still got it, and he does. And he wouldn't make a good husband at all, but he might make the sprinklers come on at 3 a.m. I'd like to see more. Sorry, Diva.
Shan, what are your thoughts? I cannot. Shan, you're up. Can you hear me, Shan? All right, we're moving on. Dadon, you're next.
So Marlo just met this guy, and she's bringing him around the friends already.
Yeah.
This looks like a paid production. Because usually when you meet someone, you want to keep them to yourself for a while. Well, maybe that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, Kandi with these turkeys. How you know everybody got something to cook with them?
Don't do that.
Can we get some ready? Can we get some ready-made meals? Okay, everybody ain't got a deep crock pot or whatever to put the turkey in. I want my turkey hot. Okay?
Hello?
Give me the styrofoam plate. Make sure my sides are hot. I don't want nothing I got to go home and cook. No, I'm just, Kandi is, that person that's going to give back to her community.
Hey,
but
can
we
you
need some
hear me?
We can hear you now.
I don't know what done happened with my iPad. Sorry. I was hearing the whole thing, but
okay, so give us a minute because Dadon is talking. I didn't know he had a toddler, but go ahead, Dadon.
Yeah, we need some hot and ready meals like Little Caesars. But let's see. Like y'all said, Shereé and trying to bring up somebody else's lawsuit. Shereé hasn't paid the people from her first collection back in 2008.
Come on now.
So why are you bringing up this girl's lawsuit at the table and trying to whisper like you don't have a mic on?
Right.
Like, I mean, she loves to play this game, but then plays victim.
Yes.
When somebody brings up her stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking about me on your show? Why are you talking about me, on your YouTube, on your Instagram? I didn't say anything about you, but yeah, you did, Shereé. Stop playing victim. You're not a victim in this. You stir a lot of stuff. That's why they called you Bone Collector a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
Because you always bring up somebody else's stuff, but you don't bring up your own stuff. Best believe she would have hid that baby that Cairo had if he didn't post about it.
Yeah. I agree with you. Facts. I didn't realize that Roy had a toddler, right? Now I look at it a little differently, him saying bye to Brooklyn, because he's in kid mode. You know what I mean?
I said that when you guys were coming for him.
And the one thing I can say, the one good thing I can say about the, it is kind of disturbing to see that Brooklyn hasn't met her grandfather physically, but it seemed like she still knew him.
Yeah,
when she met him, because she had she wasn't defensive, like she didn't turn her shoulder, like she was, her arms were open, she had a big smile on her face. So it seemed like she didn't know him via FaceTime, but it was still good for her to meet her grandfather, in person, because he's getting up in age, and you just never know.
You never know, yeah. And I mean, you could tell she's a sweet kid. I really feel like Kenya is doing a good job with her. Shan, I'm coming to you, but give me a minute, because let me see here, Roy. Let me wait, let me see. I'm trying to share your screen, your apron, Roy. Why won't it let me share? Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. So, it's $40 for an apron. I don't know. Is that the price for an apron? Is that a good price?
That's not bad. He's on a reality TV show.
Okay. So, is somebody buying this apron?
I don't cook with no damn apron.
I would buy it if
No.
he came in the apron. He came with the apron.
If he came with the apron with a hole in it, yes, I put 20 on it.
Oh my God! Shan, you're up, Shan. We cannot turn this into the night train. Shan, you're up. $40 for the apron, people. $40 for the apron. If you're getting a lot of no's in the chat, okay. At least on he got the picture. He got a shirt on underneath. All right, Ralph. Okay. The aprons are $40. Call me daddy in the kitchen. Woo,
no.
That's a lot. That's a lot. $40. Okay, 40 singles.
40 singles.
Are they made in America?
Huh?
Are they made in America?
Probably not.
If they're not made in America, that's too expensive.
Okay, Shan, you're up. What are your thoughts?
Listen, when I saw the scene of Ralph preparing, the food and whatever, I was like, it's about time he does something, because what does he do? But at the same time, that is one fine motherfucker. Okay, that picture is giving me everything. My man don't wear aprons, but listen, I might buy the apron. But it says "call me daddy" on it, so it's like, as a girl, I don't want that apron for myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he should have probably made it more, unisex. But different things, like people could wear it, whatever. But
maybe people will get it for their husbands or their boyfriends.
Yeah.
Maybe
he looks really good. I can see why Drew is acting a fool, and looks aren't everything, but the picture was doing what it needs to do.
It was. Mm-hmm. We could give it up to him.
And listen, your girl Kandi talks to Todd like that because clearly she wears the pants in the relationship. Allegedly, right? But you know what? E was saying how, and I love you, E, but E was saying how Kandi was the only one who donate. Y'all was going up for Kandi. But listen, honey, a lot of people donate all the time. They just don't need to film it and be like, oh my God,
wow.
Because I donate all the time.
Wow.
Don't do her like that.
Don't do that.
But I'm just saying, maybe they're donating behind the scenes.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
They
that.
barely wanted to raise their paddles at the Mommy Nation for the $2,000 that Courtney had, and Shereé, you had to twist her finger to get her to give $5,000. I don't even know if it cleared.
Oh yeah, Shereé should rather invest in clothes, which is a bad investment because clothes doesn't appreciate. But whatever. I don't think it was rude. You know what? I'm not a Marlo fan, and I know Emmanuel was gonna go up for this comment, but I don't think it was rude that Marlo brought up, oh, I know him, because Kenya did that to Shereé, and I love Kenya, right?
She did.
But I'm the type of person, I can tell you when you're right, I can tell you when you're wrong.
Come on,
so I don't think Marlo was that, wrong, because Kenya was trying to do the same thing with, Martel Holt. But at the same time, we know Marlo is messy. She's giving us TV. Honestly, Marlo, she's starting to grow on me. I know. I don't like her or nothing, but like the more I watch them, like she's
watch out for that mole. When mole starts to grow, you gotta get that check.
I don't like her, but now at first I was like not really caring about her, but now I'm like, okay, like she made me laugh a little bit, a good kiki. And I don't know what's wrong with Kenya because she's so beautiful, but she's so insecure. I don't know why she keep finding these men who can't make time for her. She don't really know, and I love Kenya. Kenya is my favorite on the show. But I just want to pull her aside and be like, baby girl, like, what are you doing? Why does she feel like she has to settle all the time? Like, she is a prize. You know what I mean?
Well, he got a toddler too, and he's running a business
that has 24 franchises within 3 states. We got to be correct.
Listen. No, I don't care. People make excuses when they want to make excuses. Everybody find time to do what they want to do. He can find time to show up at some point, okay? Because Kenya is a mom, a single mom, fighting a divorce, filming a show, doing a hair care products, but she makes time to do what she needs to do. So blah, blah, blah. I don't care about the excuses. He could find a way. He has money. Get a jet, show up for an hour. And then when you show up, you want to show up with a dry wrap. I don't like him for her. She deserves better. I don't know him, but it's not giving what it needs to give.
I agree.
You know who he looks like here? He looks like Kyle Richards' husband a little bit there in that picture. A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Don't do Mauricio. Mauricio is fine.
Mauricio.
Yeah, he's busy. I mean, you know, he's a socialite.
Oh yes. We're all busy. Boo hoo hoo. Everybody is busy.
Ooh.
You weren't saying this when Todd wasn't going around with Kandi anywhere because he kept on saying he's busy too.
I mean, Todd is not busy. Let's be real. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Listen, this man, he's running his restaurants. He got a little toddler. I see. The concern is, where's her mommy?
Maybe he's not with the mommy.
Oh.
I know, but it's just the baby
So
is so little.
They're probably trauma bonding, which
Well,
I
know
hate for her.
I know he's not married, but I don't know if he adopted that baby. That's why I didn't bring up the mom because of that whole connection with the orphanage. I don't know. So I'll do some digging. No, I didn't know. I mean, if he adopted that baby, it's still his.
Listen, and Ross was looking like a snack too, okay?
He is fine.
Okay, Sam, we're about to move on. You're fanning out over the men. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I'm gonna give my thoughts real quick. I really liked this event. It was going very well. What got me so annoyed, I actually did not like the way Courtney kept on touching Kenya, and I'm glad she made that known because I don't know why Courtney was just like kept on touching.
People talk with their hands.
Well, people talk with their hands, but you came into this show mad aggressive to Kandi, who I don't like, by the way. But you came on this show very aggressive. No one likes you on this show. Well, except Drew. You can't be touching her like that. And I'm glad Drew said that's her boundary and you have to respect that. I'm glad Drew did that. The men, great that they did all come together.
Yes.
Roy wouldn't be able to come anyway because Roy has 24 restaurants within 3 states.
Come on now.
So he can hire help so he can step out because when you have a lot of businesses, you don't need to be there.
You want him to be like Peter Thomas?
Allegedly.
Do you want him to be like Peter Thomas?
I want him to make time for Kenya like she deserves.
Well, if time was really that big of an issue, we all know it. Kenya would have already started complaining about how she does not see Roy, how she doesn't see him. But she did do that. She did do that for Mark. She did do that for Walter. So we're gonna have to be honest here. Kenya, when she has to complain about a man, she'll
complain next week. It will get tired.
I'm just gonna say
right. If he's a good leader, he should be able to leave his restaurant and his staff be able to maintain.
So some of them are new.
Wait, hold on. Let Sebastian finish. But Sebastian, you didn't have to bring up all the past relationships. You being messy.
I'm a Kenya fan. I'm just saying the facts. Whenever she wants to complain about a man not giving her time, she will.
Walter for me.
Go ahead, Sebastian. Finish your thought.
Also, we have to be mindful of this. We have to be very mindful that we may not see Roy on camera, but we can see, but he's probably there for Kenya off camera because this is a reality TV show.
Right.
We don't know if Roy signed on to be a full quote unquote boyfriend backslash ex-husband.
He don't want to destroy his business, right?
He probably does not want to destroy his business because he probably does not want these women who don't know how to control themselves in public settings and him to be involved as well to affect his 24 franchises that are across 3 states.
Come on now, Sebastian.
We're not going to do this to Kenya. If Kenya's probably happy with this man because actually that Turks and Caicos trip that Monietta, Kandi for Kenya for the birthday trip in Turks and Caicos, Roy was there. Roy was there.
Oh, shoot.
And this has been over a year, guys.
Oh, so Roy is real. That's what you're saying.
Roy is real. Okay.
This is a real relationship.
This is good because Kenya probably does not need to go have another child. She could just have Brooklyn and this child, and they'll be so great together, and they'll be little pals together. That would be so cool. It would be so great. I'm so happy for Kenya. I hope everything
Don't
goes
get
well.
too happy. And I love Kenya, but calm down.
Look, Diva,
I
remember
hope
the other day I
everything
was telling
goes
you about
well
that
with
fairy tale
her.
land? This is the fairy tale land.
I hope everything goes well with Kenya. I am rooting for Kenya. Kenya has had a horrible life. Her mother not wanting her, her father wanting her, and then
Her
she
life
escaped.
got better. Oh my God.
She's had a horrible life, and then it goes through ups and downs because, you know, then she met Mark, then she got married to Mark. Now she's going through this whole divorce scandal with Mark. And now a whole court contempt thing with Mark again for these ghetto heifers on this show. I am saying I want Kenya to do well. I want Kenya to do well, and y'all keep on bringing up the fact that this man dated Marlo for one probably date or two. Well, Kenya knew that. And let me tell you something. I'm a college student. A professor never takes a rough draft. He always takes the final copy, and that is Kenya Moore.
Kenya didn't know that man was with Marlo. She acted like Robin. She acted like Robin when that girl told her that Juan was hanging out with the woman in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Stop it, Sebastian.
Yes, she did. She was like, yeah, he told me.
That's a cover up. They all say that.
I think she was saving face, but she did it well. She did better than Drew. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
Yes. So I've noticed that every boyfriend, husband, fiance that the girls bring, Kandi seems to know them. Interesting, isn't it?
Don't do that.
There's some hoes in this house.
Worldwide. That's why she know them. She worldwide.
Okay. Keep speaking, Emmanuel. Don't let them come for you
right now. She's worldwide. Go ahead.
Sure. I also caught that shade that Drew threw at Kandi for not going to her music video, and she was like, "Oh, I hadn't seen your sister," and she was like, "Oh yeah, she was at the music video." I caught that. Now Kenya, I think she was extremely hateful for making that comment for Marlo's boyfriend's sweater. At least he's there. Like, where's your man, Kenya? Like Phaedra said, Casper the friendly boyfriend. What a coincidence that the guy called her right in the right time when they were at the table. What a coincidence. Like, come on. And I'm also really glad that Marlo said that she went on a date with him, because we all know that if the roles were reversed, they would be talking about this till the end of time. The fact is, he wanted Marlo first. He couldn't get her, so now he's settling for Kenya. I think he's a clout chaser, to be honest, because really, you went out with two of women from the same cast? Sounds like a clout chaser trying to promote his business, maybe. I don't know.
I agree.
Then, lastly, Shereé. Y'all know I call her the Grand Dame of Atlanta, and I mean it. She did what any housewife would do. She brought up a shady situation, and that's it. Sure, she might be a hypocrite, but they're all hypocrites at the end of the day. So what's the big deal?
Well, she brought it up, and you know what? And Drew couldn't handle it. So you're right. It is what it is. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Everybody basically done said everything. But as far as the beginning with Brooklyn, and I love Brooklyn. She is such a cutie. Oh my gosh, she is such a cutie. I do appreciate the relationship she had with her grandfather, and I do agree with the Don. She did not make like, because kids will tell you the truth. Kids will show you what the truth is. And she did not make like she didn't know him. I don't know about the thing about 4 years and she never seen him. I'm not quite sure about that. But in her reaction, she acted as though she knew him. So I do appreciate that relationship. And everybody do the best they can. Like, but if we talk about family relationships, I can go on and on about my family. So it seems as though that little girl is safe and she is loved. And I can see that through the screen. As far as the Kandi Cares thing, I can definitely appreciate seeing her handing out the turkeys. Kandi has also said that the reason why she really don't even like putting it on screen is because people will criticize her for doing that. Like she do a lot in the community, and she just right, Diva, right? She's just like, I don't even like having it on screen because I know I will get criticized as trying to clout chase and trying to be something when it's really not about that.
Right.
And then it's another thing too, Royer has said about how when she snapped down to Todd and said, Todd, let's go. But keep in mind though, in reflection of remember when they had to drop it with Drew and something had went down at the house, he ain't never say something going on at the house. He looked at Kandi and said, let's go. And you know what she did? She got her fat tail together and she gathered her stuff together and she got up out of there looking at Todd like, what's going on? What's going on? But she gathered her things and left. They are a partnership. That's how they do. They balance. Sometimes it's heavy on one end and sometimes it's heavy on the other end. As far as Shereé, as far as Shereé is concerned, I get why Shereé said what she said, because Shereé was actually doing her bone collector thing, gathering for a moment, and I see how she did that. What I don't like is how Drew responded to it. Drew don't need to go outside and cry. It's not that serious. She don't mind throwing dog bones at somebody, talking about fat woof woof. Then she should have came for Shereé with that same type of energy when Shereé was being a hypocrite. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
That's facts.
I mean, right? Yeah. So she didn't step in when she needed to step in. Why she doing the tears? I don't know. I can't really. A lot of times they so unserious to me. Sometimes it's hard for me to either gather my thoughts. But that's all I got. I'm. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey,
yes, go ahead.
Hey, Diva. I really don't mind if a woman go off a little bit. Sometimes
you like the aggressive woman.
That don't bother me. I kind of like that because you know some might come with that a little later. So you know, I see where Todd coming from. Go ahead, hop in that car, bro.
Y'all trying to train this into the night train? Not tonight, y'all. Not tonight. Come on,
Diva
now.
After Dark.
Radiance, what are your thoughts?
Hey, panel.
Hey.
Hey.
So I just want to give a shout out. Hey. I just want to give a shout out to all the men that showed up to the brunch.
Yes,
all the ex-felons, all the guys that got on parole and came straight to the brunch, all the rental boyfriends, all of the fiancés, all of the husbands, all of the call-in boyfriends, all of the used to be friends. We used to be together, but now we're friends again. All of the about to be ex-husbands.
Not doing that to Bryce. So you don't do that.
It was a good scene and the food was good.
Yes, it did.
Now, I am not interested in buying Wreck-It Ralph aprons because we all know that that's Drew's money, that's Drew's investment, and if they really do get a divorce, I don't want him to get half. So I won't be participating in that buy.
Okay.
And Drew could have easily ate up Shereé. Shereé is the most hypocritical person. She hasn't paid a bill in all her adult life. Right. Drew could have ate her up real fast and been done with her. All the crying and all the stage crying, I'm gonna run off the scene. You know, sometimes Drew get caught up in her acting. Sometimes she don't know how to separate reality from acting. Okay. I feel like Monyetta can reach out to Roy faster than Kenya.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But y'all say they best friends, but only time will tell. Courtney kept touching Kenya. It was she was doing too much. And yes, she talked with her hands, but you got to be careful because there's another way to talk with your hands when you're ready to hit somebody. So she might want to keep her hands to herself. And as far as Kandi goes, Kandi, I like what Leo Aries said about that's their bond, that's their relationship, they get each other, but Kandi also need to be mindful of how she treats Todd in public and in private. They got all these threesomes and they got all these TV shows and movies about getting turned out and having all these orgies and stuff. And what's going to end up happening is Todd is going to leave Kandi for another woman, and Kandi going to have to get another woman as well, because ain't no man going to deal with all that alphaness 24/7.
Amen, Radiance.
The train is shaking.
Amen on Kandi.
Denzel, I'm up to you. What are your thoughts?
How you doing, Diva? Everybody, y'all
Mm-hmm.
doing good?
We're doing good.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Not Rick and Ralph.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
No, the reason why I said that, the StreamYard is tripping.
Okay.
Like it keeps on shifting. I don't know why I keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was nice that not Kenya. That was nice of Kandi to do that for the community. That was nice of her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now I want to ask you something. Like I said, I'm gonna be quick. Does StreamYard, is it something wrong with it, or is it something wrong with my phone? Because my phone, it keeps doing that, and it's really going on my nerves.
It looks like it threw me to the bottom too.
Yeah, when somebody drops down, it does a shift. Like if somebody gets kicked out. But I'm not sure, Denzel, but for me right now, all is well. So yeah,
Okay.
is at the dinner is where Kenya found out that Drew got the part in the movie
No,
with
Yeah,
Todd.
that's what. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Kenya, you know what? Now your girl Kandi, they besties, but Kandi shaded her a little bit. She said we needed somebody young for the part, but we're gonna carry on. When
And
Kenya,
ditzy.
huh?
And ditzy, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And listen, Drew does fit the role perfectly.
But she
Okay,
goes in and out of confusion. Like,
but
like
she
Drew will say
does.
something really. Sorry.
Yeah, but 90% of the time, Drew is confused.
Yeah, I've
90%.
been Diva. I've never
Yeah,
been to Africa, but I've been to South
South
Africa,
Africa.
but not Africa.
Can-
I'm like, okay, that was a Portia moment. I was like, did I
That
hear
was
her?
very Portia. That was very Portia.
Oh
That was
my
a very
god.
Portia moment. That's why I
Well,
was like,
she's good friend with Portia, so I'd expect that too. Oh,
yeah, she
and
just
also Kenya, who thought Portugal was in Spain.
oh,
listen.
See,
Everybody
that's
was off,
different. Don't
and
come for
can I
Kenya. Do
that's why
not.
you don't say nothing. You just be quiet. Like I never been there. That's it. Don't
can
I
I
geography? Yes.
can I
I've been
say
to
something real
Brooklyn, but
quick?
I've never been
Uh
to New
huh.
York.
Go
Oh,
ahead. Go ahead.
okay. No, but no, I like that scene. Now, Shereé, she can't be talking about, asking Drew about, is she gonna pay the shift? Well, allegedly Shereé don't pay people, so she can't be talking. So I like Shereé, don't get me wrong, but she kind of sound like a hypocrite to me.
She is,
And
but
then
you know what though? Who's gonna call her out? Now
that,
I
right,
will say this. This is where you need the Nene Leaks. Because Nene Leaks would have been all over her at that dinner table.
right. That's why I wish Nene never did what she did, because she will put people in check,
Yeah, she would have checked her.
you
She
know.
would've. And
Well,
Drew
my
just
And
only
go ahead. Who was trying to say something?
huh? Oh, um, oh yeah. And then the reason why Kandi left early,
Uh-huh.
I watched her speak on it. That's, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if she's telling the truth or not, but she said that the reason why she left the brunch early, she said that her and Todd had to go somewhere, and she was saying that Drew lives one hour away. So that I don't know if she was lying about that, but that's what she said.
She was telling the truth. I don't have a problem with her having to leave and she had another engagement because you know her, she booked and busy. That's not my
Yeah.
problem. My problem is the way she called down the Todd.
Yeah, that wasn't. I like. Don't get me wrong. I like Kandi, but she was out of line for that. Like,
She's a
don't
little
don't
out of
that be
line.
don't try to uh rush that, man. You don't tell him what to do.
But
she tell him what to do, but I want to say Nene is not the only one who will get Shereé together.
Who's that?
Kim got Shereé together too when she told Shereé on season 1, you go to Neiman Marcus, you buy things and you return them. So not
Oh,
only can Shereé not stay out of a lawsuit, Shereé buy expensive clothes, she wear them on camera and returns them. Hello.
But
ooh,
you know
child.
what? You know what, Diva? That's not necessarily true
Damn.
because Shereé was going after Nene in that one time. She ran her out of the restaurant.
She
So
did.
hold her own.
she
Shereé
did.
can hold her own.
Yeah, Shereé, you know what, Shereé can hold her own, but I'm gonna need Drew if she's gonna be speaking up. I'm gonna need her to toughen up. But we'll get to that and we'll talk about that, okay? Because first we gotta help her figure out where she's at and where she's been. But anyhow, so they get ready to go to Portugal, okay? So they're getting on the plane, and Shereé wants to talk about how this is gonna be a whole healing moment. It's gonna be healing, but how is she gonna do healing if she's not healed, right? So yeah. Kandi was sick. Kandi said the whole flight she had bubble guts. I mean,
Poor thing. Poor thing.
I felt bad for
Should
her.
have stayed home.
Child, but you know, she's being a trooper. She's being a trooper. Listen, Diva, is the train going to Africa or South Africa? Because I want to make sure I have the right ticket before.
Oh no. Who child?
Well, I'm gonna say something. I know Emmanuel brought up Emmanuel brought up Portugal and Spain with Danielle. That could kind of be debunked because mind you, oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, mind you, Spain actually did colonize Portugal for a while, so we're just gonna let that be.
She didn't know what she was talking about.
Thank you, Sebastian.
We're going to tell the truth for Shane the devil. Okay. So Drew talked about how Ralph is going to audition for the Black Magic Mike. Maybe that's why he got lengthening surgery, but that's all we're going to do there. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
He knew what he wanted to do in the future and how he wanted to audition.
Wait, you said he got what?
He got
surgery.
Okay, let it go.
Is
Okay,
he
let me
being
move
messy
on.
for
Let me move on. Let me tell you this. Monyetta, she does have a lot more to talk about. She has a whole orphanage in Africa. I was like, wow. And she had the pictures to prove it. Come on, Monyetta. I like that. But
and
you
you've
know
been trying
what?
to play Monyetta out this whole season. Look at sis bringing something to the table.
You better work.
She barely brought it.
Barely. Right. Thank
Diva.
They threw the picture up there for 10 seconds.
Okay. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah,
In Swaziland.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm waiting for her to grow on me just a little bit more because she punks out too. No, when they be having these, you got to know how to fit in and how to say something. She was at the pre-luncheon at Drew's house, and I didn't even know she was really there. What did she say at that table? No, come on now. Come on now, Shan. No stage presence at all.
Nothing. This is a reality show. We want
Don't do her like that, Diva.
No, listen, she doing herself like that. Did you
Oh,
know?
sitting up here acting like Monyetta got control over the camera and what she can show and what she can't show. Like,
let's do this real quick. Denzel, did you know she was at that pre-luncheon at the men's did?
Diva, really?
I mean, so E, did you know she was at the luncheon at the table? Her and Courtney.
Yes, because she wore red and she looked beautiful.
Oh, stop, E.
She did.
Radiance, did you know that Monyetta was at the table?
I forgot about her soon after she walked in.
I'm trying to talk about it. Leo, did you notice she was there?
So bad.
Damn, Radio said the same thing I was gonna say. I seen her when she came through and she dapped everybody up, but when she got to the table itself, I totally forgot about her being there.
She disappeared. Matter of fact, listen, let's keep it 100. Did you notice her on the plane scene? Did you notice her on the bed?
No, not really.
Did you see her luggage? Did you notice Monyetta? Don, did you notice Monyetta?
Who?
Okay.
Oh, Shady.
Diva, can I answer that?
I'm coming to you, Sebastian. Give me a minute. Emmanuel, did you notice her?
No.
Okay, we gotta tell the truth for Shane the devil. Sebastian, did you notice her?
Monyetta, it's sad to say no. We didn't notice you. It's a
Poor thing. Poor thing.
Yeah, she's not making herself known. Shan, did you notice her?
I'm gonna try to do like the Keke Palmer thing. I don't know who that lady is. I'm sorry to that lady. I wouldn't even know her if I saw her walking down the street.
Or like Mariah Carey, I don't know her.
Okay.
Sorry to this lady.
Sheila said, it's just a friend. But you know what? There were a lot of friends to the show, and we still noticed they were there. Now, Royer, did you notice Monyetta?
Yes, I did. I noticed when she walked in. I noticed when she said, "Oh, look who's calling! I'm gonna answer for you, Swipe." Yes, I noticed. I noticed.
We didn't even know that happened? Oh wow.
See, y'all so fake.
So shady, so
They are. They
shady.
are. They
We
want my
noticed
energy
Courtney.
ghetto and loud like
I got
Marlo. Y'all always complaining about how Marlo, she's supposed to be a friend to the show, but she doing the most. So when the friend to the show come and do the most, y'all unhappy. When they don't do the most, y'all unhappy. Like, pick a side and stay on it. Like,
Honey, it has to be
You can't
balanced.
please
It has to
everybody.
be balanced.
That part. Listen. All we're saying is we didn't really notice Monietta, but she has no stage presence. Thank you, Shan, for those words.
That's not nice, Diva.
I'm just saying.
I mean, she's keeping it real though.
Keeping it real. So they get to Portugal and they look like they're in a very nice hotel. You know, they go to their rooms and they having their different pockets of conversations. And Drew is crying to Monietta about how, you know, Shereé asked her about the lawsuit. She said, this is a lawsuit. You can't do that. But anywho, so they go to dinner. Okay, they go to dinner. And, you know, Marlo she had her makeup artist. Everybody else was doing their thing. She had her makeup artist there doing something for her. So, you know, Courtney didn't realize that her and Kenya had problems. I didn't know her and Kenya had problems either, but I think Kenya has problems with Courtney because, what's her name? Kandi has problem with Courtney. So she's standing by her girl Kandi, and that's why she has problem with Courtney. Because what other problem could Kenya possibly have with Courtney? But Courtney tries to, you know, make up with her, but it didn't go too well, right? Shereé and Drew. So Drew wanted to talk about to Shereé about this lawsuit, okay? And how she know everybody. See, a lot of them did punk down. I will give you that. A lot of them did punk down when it came to the She by Shereé at the reunion. But guess who stood up finally? Guess who stood up? My girl Kandi. My girl Kandi, she said it a little low. I ain't gonna lie, she said it a little low. She was like, "Yeah, we didn't get no stuff." And then after Kandi spoke up, the others very softly chimed in. Now it's giving me like, are you scared of Shereé vibes? What's going on here? What's really good? No, y'all need to stand up and tell Shereé. You know that we ain't get no She by Shereé. You know your people took it back, and then Shereé gonna say that ain't her fault. It is your fault. It's your company. So everybody's stuff got taken back, but Marlo got 10 to 15 items. Y'all need to stop. I didn't believe that for not 1 second, okay? Stage. Come on, Denzel. So, but here's my problem with Drew. You sitting there, you trying to go back and forth, and you always want somebody to apologize to you. I don't need your apology, but what I am going to tell you is don't be coming in my face about no $1,000 lawsuit when we don't even know who Chateau Shereé really belonged to. Oh, I would have dragged her for Phil right up there in Portugal, okay? And Shereé, she petty Betty. Because when I forgot who asked her, no, Drew said to her, how you gonna bring us on a healing trip and this ain't healing? And Shereé pretty much like, whatever, I guess I ain't healed. Now, and then Drew, because she felt like she lost the argument, she runs out and she's crying.
That's not why she was crying. Come on.
No, listen, let me tell you something, Shan.
That's why.
Diva putting 20 on 10.
I ain't putting no 20 on 10. Listen, you sit. No, wait, hold on, Shan. I'm gonna come to you. But hold on 1 second. Let me say this. If I'm gonna bring it up and tell you how I feel, and you want to sit there and act a fool, you better believe you ain't gonna see no tear come out my eye. Okay? And if I feel the tear coming, I'm gonna play it off like something done flew in my eye. But guess what? I'm going to let you know. I'm going to go toe to toe with you. You got to be ready. Now, Drew, this is not her first rodeo. If this was her first season, now you know how these ladies get down. Be ready, girl. Be prepared. Don't bring up something if you ain't ready to do nothing, but run outside the door and cry because your feelings hurt. Your feelings are hurt because she told you, you know, are you going to pay this chef? You could have told her, did you pay the people that did your clothes? She could have went that table, it could have went down. But no, what did Drew do? She ran out the room and come on, clean us. Give her a cry angle. Get out of here, Drew. I mean, you messed up right there. And then, you know, Marlo told her that she told Shereé, you doing a bad job, go get her. And Shereé, because Shereé know how to do TV, because Shereé was just messing with her. She plucked at her. And, you know, Drew broke. And I know Marlo was like, Shereé was like, I'm doing TV. This girl crying. Then she had to run up out there after her. So we're going to see how that goes down, you know, next week. So that pretty much is it. And, you know, it was a whole hot mess already in Portugal. They in the nice restaurant. cutting the full. Cutting the shrew. Yeah, Shereé can beat all the ladies. Okay, she just tearing them down. She's slaying them down. I'm gonna start in the middle this time. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
So Portugal was very nice.
Yes.
The hotel was great.
Yes.
But when they got there, Kandi was eating a lot for someone who just had a stomach virus. But I do appreciate Marlo being nice and offering her some juice for her stomach.
Yes,
Did
she
you
did.
see that? I was
Yes,
really
I
nice.
did. She told her, she said you could get this ginger shot. She sure. Come on, Emmanuel. Tell the
Stop.
about
It
that.
was awkward for everybody. Stop it.
Yeah.
No.
But she told her because Kandi wasn't going to drink. She thought, oh, I'm not going to drink nothing. My stomach was messed up, and she said, no, this don't have no alcohol in it.
It's
She sure
pure.
did, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yes,
Ingredients. She told her about the ingredients. Like, this is going to help you. Come on, take this shot. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yes. I don't think that Marlo's gonna go at it with Kandi no more this season. I think she was just honestly, she should be thanking her for making her get activated. But Moneta. Okay, here's the thing. She's a good person and I like her. But I think we gotta recognize not everyone is made for TV.
Right, come on now. Come on.
I think that's Moneta's problem. But I do like her.
Yes.
I also like that the producers showed us a photo collage of all the men that Kenya rented, coming with the receipts. Y'all saw that? And then lastly,
we're trying to ignore it.
Yeah.
Don't do that. She could date. She was dating. When you're not exclusive, you date. She was going on dates. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, she's
We try to ignore that, but go ahead. You brought it up. Go ahead.
Lastly, this dinner. At first, I did feel bad for Drew because I feel bad for anyone that cries. Because I mean, if you cry, you must have felt some type of way. But then I was like, you know what? I don't feel bad for her. She should know where she is. This is not the circle of trust where we're all going to be holding our hands and whatever. This is the Real Housewives. This, like you said, Diva, this is not her first season or second. This is her third season. She needs to know how to play the game, how to come in strong. Don't get you. It's like you say. Don't get your emotions involved. We're gonna fight it out. We're gonna fight it out. So she definitely lost. Everybody was.
Catch the train, don't catch feelings. And when you could come and throw a bone at somebody, girl,
that
put big girl panties on and use your words.
That part. She has had no problem dishing it. Now she's got to take it and own it and retaliate back. So I also, though, another thing I got to point out, even though Drew was going around telling everybody, Marlo attacked me, Marlo attacked me, Marlo still had it in her to tell Shereé, you were wrong for doing that. Go check on her.
She sure. Oh, come on now. Come on, Emmanuel. You done took your juice tonight. Did you have a ginger shot? Come on,
I'm here for Marlo. I'm here for Marlo. And Marlo was hilarious. Even if y'all don't like her, you can't deny she was the comedic relief at that damn table when she came wearing all that Sheba Shereé stuff. That was hilarious. But yeah, Drew, step it up. Step it up. This is your third year. Step it up or you're going to be out soon.
Yeah, right. Or we're going to take your peach. We're going to take your peach. And you need it now because this man, Ralph is leaving you. Y'all breaking up. So you need your peach, girl. You gotta stand up. Buckle your seatbelt and stop all the crying. Okay, this ain't for the punks, okay? You better buckle up and stand your ground. Go toe-to-toe with Shereé. Don't let Shereé win. Don, what are your thoughts?
So we're saying that Marlo is the person that shut down Sheba Shereé and brought up all her inventory with the 6 T-shirts and the 2 hats?
Right.
Okay. But
Speak up,
I
Diva.
wouldn't
Don't
trust...
get quiet now. Put that water down, honey. Let us know. Don asked a question.
She doesn't want to interrupt. She doesn't want to interrupt.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I don't want to be rude.
It just... I wouldn't trust Marlo with a drink as far as I could throw her. She has dragged and maligned Kandi for the past 2 seasons. And you think I'm going to pick up something that was in her hand that she could have put a pill in? Fellas do stuff like that. I wouldn't have trusted her. Yeah, I would have got her from the gentleman at the hotel, but nothing that she offered me. Absolutely not. Now, as far as I'm going to Portugal, this thing, I thought it was going to be another recap of Real Housewives of Potomac because they just went to Portugal a few years ago, but it's a little different. But what got me is when you all go to these places, how did this waiter not know what a tequila shot was? Like, sir, you're working at a restaurant. You don't know what a shot is.
Yeah.
You brought them a whole drink. I
Yeah.
would have
I think it
taken
was
it
a
back.
language barrier. I think it was a language barrier.
In his defense, in Europe, they don't really drink tequila like that in Europe. They mostly are more like wine drinkers. And
Right. I think he thought they meant like a drink with tequila, not the actual shot.
exactly.
Yeah.
I would have said
But
the
you
back.
know what
I
I
ain't paying for it.
appreciated, Don? You know what I appreciate? I appreciated that they didn't make a big fuss. They just went ahead and toasted and you know, rolled with it. I'm going to give them that.
I ain't drinking no mixed drink with a whole bunch of sugar in it. So
Oh,
I mean, they can have it. No.
okay.
But like I said, Drew running out. I understand that situation. You got to run out sometimes when a tear fall before you beat somebody up. Like you got to leave. And I think she, you know, either she was disappointed because she thought of Shereé as a friend, or she was pissed off to the point that she was ready to fight her. It had to be either one of those. But as far as Kandi being sick on that plane, listen, y'all would have had to turn the plane around. I'm not staying in no little bathroom that long
And
for
throwing
3
up
hours.
and
Absolutely not.
yeah. Yeah, that's the worst feeling. I commend her. See, that's what I mean. Kandi's a trooper. She doing anything for these ladies, and y'all need to start showing her some respect.
Exactly.
She didn't feel well.
She trying to get these ladies sick.
I can't stand y'all. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Leo, what are your thoughts? Come on, she being a trooper.
Yeah, she was being a trooper. She was already on the plane. And I don't think this was the first time Kandi was sick on the plane, because Kandi stay on the plane.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't going to say, you'll turn the plane around. You know, she going to keep on keeping. And she acted as though she didn't feel well. She wasn't like all participating. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the thing with Kenya, because y'all got to keep the thing in mind with her and this dude, the Kel man, the Roy man. She is still a married woman. So how she show up on camera with this man, we all got to keep that in mind, that it may not be a good thing for her to be all 10 toes down with this dude all the time on every scene. He's showing up on the phone. She's saying they friends. They getting to know each other. We really don't know, because y'all already know Kenya did, you know, spread it low and wide for that Walter dude in the daggone vehicle back on another season. So we know Kenya gets down. I don't think that it's being shown on camera. And Diva, I do feel a certain type of way about him having a toddler. I'm not quite sure about that. He got a little baby. That's an arm baby. That's a little baby. I'm not quite sure about him, you know, with that. As far as the scene, something ain't clean in the milk. Something ain't clean in the milk. I don't know what it is. Allegedly, I can't say because I don't know their business. But something about that just don't mix well with me.
But you know what? Before,
Okay,
I'm finish, Leo, but hold on one second. You made a very good point. I hope y'all caught this, right? You are correct, because Mark Daly is a beast, right? She don't need to be all up on the screen with Roy, because then next thing you know, he gonna be taken on the court because Roy is in Brooklyn's face. No, you're right. She's playing this thing smart. All right, come on, Kenya, show the people how to do it. Come on now, go ahead, Leo.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful how you move.
Yeah.
And so, another thing too is about with this trip that they had in Portugal. I love the rooms and I love the view. But I think about how Drew was reacting to Shereé. Something did come into my mind when we was talking about Ralph. Because the other VIP, Shan said how good he was looking. Well, in my mind, I will lust over a good looking man. But for some reason, Ralph Blockhead don't really do it for me. And I believe it's because I've seen the way he treated Drew. And I think in the midst of this particular filming, I believe her and Ralph was going through things. And I don't think she had the rah-rah shish kumbah to give to Shereé, because it was already mixed in her other emotions that she had going on with Ralph. Because she said he was in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And we already know Ralph ain't right. So he was in Vegas, and she just mentally did not have it to give it to the girls because she's so busy worrying about her whole dog of a husband is out here in Vegas doing God knows what, God knows who. So that might have been the reason for the tears, I think, that went on. And I kind of also like the restraint the girls did have within this thing that's going on at the dinner table when they was in Portugal and the food that they was ordering. And I'm also with the Don. I don't like the way they didn't come back with the shot, but I'm also glad they didn't show off because I wouldn't have showed off either. I don't like sweet drinks. I just would have asked for a rum shot or something like that that's, you know, native to Spain or something. I would have came up with something else other than drinking the sweet drink. But, you know, I'm glad with the way they manage things. That's all.
I love that piece that they didn't go off. I really did. I really felt for them when they didn't do that. I did like that a lot. And you gave a lot of insight in terms of Kenya and how she's handled the relationship. And I do appreciate your thoughts on Drew. I lighten up a smidgen because at the end of the day, when we met Drew, Ralph was over there in Florida. So this ain't nothing new to her. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be fresh. She was over there in Florida for 3 days. She didn't know where he was, what he was doing. He was at the beach. He went by himself. So now you want to talk about, oh, he's in Vegas. Who knows what he's doing? You know what he's doing. He's been doing what he's been doing since the day you met Ralph. So stop it.
But sometimes you get to your limit and you just be like, emotionally, I'm done with dealing with this. Because how you going to be with somebody? You got the question in your mind whether or not they doing right by you just because they not in your eyeball sight. And I'm not getting ready to live like that. And maybe Drew got to the point that she was saying, oh, I don't know how I'm going to be able to even keep doing this with this man. And I'm done.
No, I got you. I followed you. So I'm gonna give her this much grace. Radiance, what are your thoughts?
I guess Drew feel privileged this time. At least she know her man there. At least he told her which state he was gonna be in this time.
That's facts. That's facts. Mm-hmm.
So
that's true. That's true. I'm not saying I give Drew sympathy. The only thing I'm saying is that's another thought I may have about her. She do need to get rid of the zero and get her somebody else. Now I ain't doubting that at all. She need to be done, but I'm just saying another thought process with it because I feel no sympathies whatsoever.
Yeah. We with you. We just give you a hard time.
All right, Radiance, what's up?
So, Kenya Moore doesn't have to worry about moving too fast with Rory in public or in private because Rory is just there to promote his businesses on TV.
Oh,
but does this sound familiar, Mr. Mark Daly?
Oh,
Kenya need to stop dating these restaurant owners because they just want to use her for public publicity for their businesses. But that's a lesson for Kenya to receive in her own divine timing. I move forward.
Oh, good God.
And I wish the ladies would have owned the moment with Drew when nobody walked away with She by Shereé.
Right.
But Sanya and Marlo, they have an alliance with her, so they were just trying to play it cool, but they ain't getting nothing either. There's no way that Marlo walked away with 15 things and it wasn't even 15 things on the rack coming out. There's no way. The math ain't math, and it don't add up, so something got to be deducted. Shereé is lying yet again. So,
you said it wasn't 15 things on the rack.
Come on, it all together, all inclusive, it wasn't 15. So ain't no way.
It was 403 shirts and a pair of pants, wasn't it?
It was only, I think, 6 to 12 looks. Only 6 to 12 looks, if that.
I cannot with y'all. Go ahead, Radiant.
And with Shereé, she always does show out. Portugal was nice. The hotel was nice. She always go out for the girls. She always do good with that. We just have to stay posted for the next episode to see if the ladies are evicted from the hotel, because as we know, Shereé doesn't pay her bills.
Oh my God. Don't do that. Evicted from the hotel. Not in Portugal. Don't do that. E, what are your thoughts?
So I know that this was was I the only person this episode that found this configuration of women uninteresting? Like, this was the first time this season that I said, these girls really don't like each other like that. And it was kind of I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang in there for the rest of the season, but there are 4 parts I wanted to piggyback on. So Shereé in this healing thing, Diva, I have to agree with you. Shereé should not be at the forefront of this healing trip when she's trying to sort out so much internal conflict within her own life. Shereé looks like Shereé on the playback, but in the confessional, she looks like she just came back from Lil' Kim's doctor. Bravo knew better than to let Shereé host that cast trip when the theme was healing. Because even when Shereé went on Iyanla, Fix My Life, Iyanla spent 3 days with Shereé and Bob and told Shereé that Bob was right and she was wrong. Iyanla told Shereé that she was the problem and she couldn't fix her life. Shereé is not healing for anyone. Shereé is an agent of chaos. Then to show the flashback scene of the 6 men Kenya dated, but if we were to do a side-by-side of all the men Shereé and Marlo have been with since the show has been on, you would have needed a 20 by 20 picture collage to fit all those men on. So Marlo's shop was open for business because she was whining for 6 entire episodes about Kandi not sending flowers and catering the nephew's funeral. So Marlo was hard up, and that's the bottom line because she's a bottom rung. Thirdly, when the lady,
I hear you. Yeah, you was getting ready to slip. I hear you.
Thirdly, when the lady said they had to return their items back to production when the camera shut down at the reunion, yet Marlo pops up in her confessional with her $2.99 t-shirt overpriced at $400 and her hats from She by Chevron. Buy one get 4 for $5.99. It's clear to me either Shereé shipped Marlo some merchandise after the fact to throw a monkey wrench to her delusional fans and pretend like she never took the stuff back and she had product the whole time, or B, which is more likely, Marlo stole it because we know that Marlo can get those 38 mugshots for nothing and she's going back to jail. Last thing. Ralph auditioning for the Chippendale show. Like, Ralph could definitely make some money. I'm not even going to lie. He wouldn't get all my money, but I'll leave $40 on the nightstand, I guess. I love a man with a square head like Ralph. I don't know why. I just think that is so cute. Like, men with square heads and like low cuts, that is so cute to me. And I think that, like I said before, Ralph is trying to get his groove back and see if he still got it. And, I tell you, like the Dream Girls, I only got one night only. Ralph is for a fun time, not a long time. And I do believe that's why Drew was emotional. She's in Portugal with these women who she cannot stand. And she doesn't know what Ralph is doing in Texas. I believe they said he was in Texas. And you know who else was in Texas? Aaron was in Texas. So, who knows what those two were getting into? And I'll just leave it at that.
Ooh, child. So listen, Ralph is Ralph. He keeps himself well. He likes the gym and the gym likes him. Yeah, that's Ralph. Okay. And Drew, yeah. Good luck to the next female though, because I couldn't deal with it all. And listen,
take him off this screen. We ain't supposed to be scheming over no married man.
Diva, I thought you don't like when married men are being promoted all over these streets.
Ooh, some good shots though. I don't feel it for Ralph, but that was a good shot I seen back there.
Okay. Listen. He messy though. He messy. I wouldn't deal with that right there. And listen, I ain't into violence, but it would be a whole situation up in my house.
But we're trying to get with. We're trying to get with Ralph, and this is a science experiment because I don't know about you ladies, but I've never been with a man who had an enlargement procedure, and I will take one for the team, and I will come back and report the news on the Diva train. It's an experiment. It's for research purposes.
We accept that. We look forward to your findings.
Okay, we'll do the research. But we gotta wait till he gets fully divorced, because over here we smoke eggs to marry men.
Exactly.
Now, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the person. How you pronounce it? The place they went, the trip they go to,
Portugal.
Portugal.
Uh-huh.
Am I saying it right?
You're fine. Uh-huh.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
Like the water, the scenery, it was gorgeous. Even the hotel was gorgeous.
Okay.
Marlo, huh?
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm.
Marlo, Marlo was saying that the hotel that they were in Alabama, she was calling it a broke down Motel 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was shading Kenya.
Yeah.
Um,
Every trip Kenya throws is horrible. She gets an F.
but I give Shereé that. You know, she picked a great location and the hotel. But the question is, did she pay for it? Did she pay for it? Or did the production pay for it? I'm not trying to be shady. I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
But she might have the money. I don't know, because she built that Chateau Shereé, so she got the money. Like she got the money.
No,
I
she
guess.
don't. It took her 4
I
years,
guess.
and it's in somebody else's name. She had to penny pinch and bill room by room one a year. No, she ain't got it.
It didn't
Allegedly.
take her 4 years. It's for way longer than that. Because mind you, the basement wasn't done either. So
Listen though, but you know it took her years, but it's one of the nicest houses on.
It's a gorgeous house. It's a gorgeous house.
It's gorgeous.
It really
Kathy
is.
Hilton's house is the most gorgeous house on.
Yeah.
on
Who is?
Who's?
Kathy Hilton's.
No, I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about RHOA. I'm talking about
Oh.
if you got to do RHOA, hands down, Shereé wins.
Yeah, yeah. I give her that. Yeah.
Yeah, hands down.
And you know what? I want to know. Poor Kandi. Like, how did she get that that food poisoning? Like, where did she get that from?
I don't know.
She ate
Like, poor thing.
She got it from
Kandi
Corey's
don't care
restaurant.
where she eats. She don't care where she eats. She just always eating. She
She
got
love food.
Yeah,
Look, I love my food too.
yeah.
I get it. I get it, but
you got to watch where you eat, especially when you go on a plane. Now, there's certain things.
Yeah, you do.
When I know I'm about to get on the plane, I don't eat certain things the day before I go. I'm not playing that because, like the Don said, I'm not gonna be stuck in no little bathroom having a situation. I will not. No, we ain't doing that. And I think on the plane,
the way that sickness jumped on her on that plane, Diva, I think that she got something like she ate something where the hands weren't clean, or like the way that jumped on her on that plane, she ate some unsanitary food. I think.
Yeah, you can tell she was sick.
I don't play, and even when they coming down with the cart on the snacks on the plane, I watch what they give me too, and I'm not buying none of that packaged food.
No, you gotta be careful.
I start first. No, give me the pretzels and some water. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. And and Drew, I like Drew, but this is the thing. Yeah, Drew can have emotions. I get that she was upset, but she needs to stand her ground.
Come on now.
She needs to show these girls she needs to show these girls that she can
hold on, Denzel. Come on, hold on. Stand up, puff your chest.
I'm trying to get my words out. I hate that.
I help you. You're fine.
Yeah.
Who you are. That you
right.
You're a peach holder.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to get my words out. I hate that it don't come out. I hate my speech problem. It's embarrassing.
No,
but
Denzel, we're not doing that over here. You fine.
No. Yeah, you right.
You fine. You fine. No, we over here. We
It's
help,
not
we help
embarrassing.
each other. We help each other.
Right.
I know
right.
what you're trying
But
to say. You want her to stand up.
She needs to stand her ground and don't sweat. And again, don't cry, because then they're gonna say, "Oh, you weak. Oh, you weak." Yeah, show them who's boss.
Come on
and have your foot on their neck.
Yeah.
That what's that part when Morietta and Drew was talking about Africa? She talked about she been to South Africa, but she never been to Africa. I was like, huh?
She had a Portia moment.
Yeah.
The Underground Railroad had tracks, and the train it was making stops.
Yeah, it's not an actual train. It was not.
Next stop, you free. Next stop, you free.
Right.
Everybody who want to be free, get off the next stop. Come on now.
Right. Oh, poor child.
Yeah, poor child.
But I still like Drew though.
I like her too, but I'm gonna need her to toughen up.
Right, get a backbone. Right.
Get a backbone. That's it right there. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this, and I'm going to be concise on this.
Let me sit
Shereé. Shereé. I really love this trip that you did.
Yes.
It was not bad, but we're just gonna have to be honest. Out of all the places you want to go to Europe, all the places in Europe, you decide to go to Portugal, which is great. Nothing's wrong with Portugal. Portugal is a beautiful country, but you know, it's the cheapest one in Europe of all.
Don't do that.
We're going there. We're going there. We're going there. I really like the venue. I mean, where they hosted the women and everything. It was completely great. That alcohol situation, that was completely a language barrier. And also, that man, he didn't look like he spoke English very. He probably didn't understand them. Even at the beginning, I was like, I'm not sure he clearly understands what they're saying when they say tequila shot, because maybe they say something different in Portugal for an actual shot. Also, Sonia was so irrelevant this episode. No one even mentioned her name in any of their comments in here. But I find it so wrong and disgusting and nasty for her to flip-flop on Kenya after she raised you $78,000 a couple of weeks ago at your Mommy Nation charity event that we haven't been seeing been doing action that much.
Yeah. Did the homeless moms get their housing? Let's see that.
Yeah, let's see some homeless moms get their housing. Let's see that. I will say this very quickly as well. Drew, you always played with fire when it came to Fatum. You played with fire when it came to Fatum and threw that bone at her.
She did.
As the Portuguese say, because my mother's Brazilian, as the Portuguese say, quem brinca com fogo vai se queima, which means who plays with fire will get burnt.
Ooh.
And those tears shed.
All right.
Those tears shed. So, also, as the Portuguese also say, assim como você arruma sua cama, você deve deitar nela.
You better talk that language.
Bed, must lay in it.
You better talk.
I love that language.
Whoever makes their bed must lay in it.
So
you made this bed, Drew. You wanted to throw some bones at Fatum. You called Fatum out her name and everything. Well, I'm sorry. I really love you, Drew. You know I love you too. I be liking all your most of your posts and everything, but it was just your time, and that fire made those tears shed. So, sorry, Drew.
So go get your cry angle and deal with it.
Call Candace.
Call Candace. Because you sung a song with her for 2 minutes on the stage, and the matter of fact, 60 seconds. So go call Candace and ask her to send you some triangles. Sharon, what are your thoughts?
Listen, what we're not gonna do is act like Kandi don't cry every other episode.
She does.
Crying is
That's
okay.
True.
It's normal. Drew was not crying. I don't know what happened. She was not crying because of Shereé. Nobody in this world could tell me that's why she was crying, because Drew, in that conversation, she held her own. Drew was reading Shereé. She was like, oh, so you can't take accountability? And Shereé was quiet for a moment. I think we watched different episodes. I think Drew felt frustrated, like the Don was saying earlier. There's some people, they cry out of frustration. It's like, I'm not getting through to you. Like, I've cried in arguments before because I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm trying to communicate with this to you. I'm trying to be civil, but it's not getting through to you. I'm frustrated. I can't headbutt you. So I just got to walk out. I got to cry. I got to, let out my emotions in some way, right? Because she don't want to, Drew, right? Come on, Ace in the chat. Y'all was watching different episodes. It's just because Drew is a little slow that y'all don't catch it. but she articulated herself. That's what confuses me about Drew. Sometimes she's so clear, like even with the Courtney thing, she was like, "Oh, you have to respect her boundaries." Like sometimes Drew speaks so, well, and she says good gems and everything, but then other times she's acts super slow. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but crying is okay. She was crying because she's frustrated. And isn't she supposedly going through a divorce? Maybe she's thinking, I have a lot going on. I'm on this girl's trip. My man is in Las Vegas cheating on me. Allegedly. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot going on,
So you stay home. Why
didn't Kandi stay home when she was blowing up the bathroom? Huh?
Because no, Kandi was being a team player, and it didn't hit her.
Oh, right.
The bubble guts didn't hit her until she got on the plane, and she dealt with it like a trooper.
Right.
That's not true.
No, that's not
true.
Right.
Kandi told us that her
by
makeup
the way-
artist woke her up, and her stomach was in so much pain that she could barely get her makeup done.
That is true,
So,
Diva. She was not.
And she had to be in a wheelchair going to the airport.
You know what though? She a real G. Because she didn't back down out of this trip. She went there when she probably had to go. They should have went to the hospital.
The reason,
Diva,
I'm sure when she got off that flight, she was dehydrated.
But in the words of you, Diva, we gonna speak the truth and shame the devil. Okay? Drew was being a team player. And that's how you get them together now.
it is, yes.
No, but Drew did good though. I'm proud of Drew, What was the other part we was talking about? Shereé was unstuck. Drew ate her up. And what else happened? Sorry, I had stepped away. I'm doing laundry.
You're fine. Listen, Drew did not eat at that table when it came to that thing between her and Shereé. She was winning the fight, and then she bowed. She won
the fight.
She was winning the fight.
Win the fight.
She was winning the fight, and she told her trainer, throw in the towel, and then she walked out. Come on, girl, you was winning.
She walked out because she was ready. She was ready to snatch Drew. Shereé.
No, see, you do like Kandi. You do like Kandi. You say, you know what? The only reason why I got these tears is because I can't choke your behind. That's why. But Kandi ain't leave that room, and she let them know, if that chick has the nerve to come over here, don't hold me back because I'm gonna bust her down.
Guess what, Diva?
Right.
Because Drew is not as ghetto as Kandi.
Oh,
yeah.
The shade. Okay. Okay.
I love you.
But Diva, could it be that maybe the reason Drew was crying was because her so-called friends didn't stick up to her?
Come on, Emmanuel.
Her man is in Las Vegas
Emmanuel. Tell the truth now, allegedly. Right? Because all in all was punking out. They knew for a fact that they didn't get any Sheba Shereé. Now, I thought that was messed up. But see, what I would have did at the
time, Diva, I don't understand that. I don't understand why they were so lowbrow and whispering about they didn't get the stuff from Shereé. Like everybody was so quiet about it. Why?
Like, speak up.
The Portuguese weather changed them, y'all. The Portuguese environment changed them. They were trying to
really?
I didn't, Emmanuel, I didn't get that either. But see, I would have went around the table. You got to know how to read these chicks. I would have been like, in my opinion, did you get some Sheba Shereé? And she would have been like, no. I wasn't dead. So did you get your Sheba Shereé? No. I would have ate up at that table. Bravo would have had a show. And then I would have went around to everybody, and Marlo was the only one claiming she got Sheba Shereé. I would have said, oh, I guess Marlo got all of our stuff because we didn't get nothing. So stop it. And how is it not your fault, Shereé, when it's your company? You're not running your own company. You don't have no inventory. Then I would have told her about how her site is shut down.
Period.
No, she would no. I wouldn't.
And did she pay Shein? Is Shein waiting for the payment?
Drew's the youngest in this group, y'all. Drew's the youngest.
She's not that young though. Come on now, Shabazz.
He could be Sheree's child. I thought Sheree's daughter's the same age as Drew.
Okay.
Excuse me. Drew was raised by a pastor. She's seen a lot. Her sister has a story to tell. Drew has some life experience. She needs to tap in and toughen up. You're a woman.
38, y'all.
Excuse me. You have 3 children. Enough is enough.
She knew how to get around face about adopting Josiah. She knew how to stay
She
around
was crying because she's
adopting
going through a
Josiah.
divorce. Okay, that's why she was crying. Allegedly, she was
Well,
going
okay,
through a divorce.
let me because I gotta still
Drew's
get
the same age as Sheree's daughter.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta get to Roya in my opinion. Roya, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna go ahead and deal with the Drew situation. It's oh so funny.
Uh-oh.
That we talk all the time
Mhm.
that we need to, be careful how we act when we go out of other countries because we know we can get clink,
Yeah,
aka that's over in Dubai right now, locked up for raising her voice. So
Exactly.
just for TV, y'all wanted Drew to act a fool and make a scene so she could get locked up over in Portugal. That's what
nobody said that.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, Leo.
Because we already know that if what's her name? Drew would have got activated. Guess who else would have got activated? Shereé, even though she's too old at her big age to be behaving the way she does.
Right.
She got activated as well, and then all of them would have been locked up in Portugal. Then what?
We don't
clink,
know.
clink.
Trent, I'm gonna need you to stop, Trent. Talk about Shereé had a daughter in the 7th grade.
Oh my God, that is so shady, man.
Sheree's daughter's the same age as Drew.
Say
Sierra
what
is
now?
the same age as Drew. Sheree's daughter's the same age as Drew. Didn't Shereé have her daughter at 15 or 16?
Allegedly.
The age gap between Shereé and Drew.
Oh
But
Lord.
when Kandi cries, it's
anyways. It was nothing wrong with Drew crying.
Go ahead, Maria.
Drew, she had to get up and walk out before she slapped it at a Shereé as she needed to be. Because I came to you vulnerable. I came to you real.
That life, baby. No way. No way.
This is wait. This is a healing trip, right? You told us about healing, and you told us you wanted us to get anything off our chest that really bothered us so that we could go back and want a piece and whole, right? That's what Shereé said. Somebody correct me when I'm wrong, please, because I'm asking questions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You telling the truth.
Diva, any words?
Then when I bring you my issues and I'm being serious and vulnerable, you want to be, excuse my French, a bitch. Because that's what she was being.
Yep.
I'll wait.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Period.
So I'm proud of Drew getting up from the table and walking away instead of slapping at her like she should have did. She had to do a Phaedra, raise her purse and just girl.
Oh yeah, girl.
So I applaud. I do want to give props to Marlo, even though, I don't really do her like that. She did tell Shereé, you was wrong. You was petty. You brought us here for healing. You told us that you wanted us to be vulnerable. Here we are, and you being a complete itch. Get yourself together. Go over there and apologize to sis. Like, you was wrong. You called her out over some BS for what? Stirring the pot for what? You weren't even calling on no real stuff. Like, it would have been one thing if you was calling on a real situation. Like, as somebody just said on the panel, your lawyers are suing you right now. A current situation going on. Drew won her case. Where are you standing? But we couldn't do that because we wanted to keep the cool. We didn't want to go to jail. We wanted to make it back home. But best believe, if Drew really wanted to turn it out, she could have done that. We've seen Drew do it plenty of times. And her and Shereé would have went back and forth like her and Marlo did in South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was something else.
Shereé is so stupid, dumb, at her big age, doing this foolishness. Anyways, poor Kandi. I feel so bad for Kandi having to get on a plane. I have had to get on a plane like that before. I was out of town and didn't have a choice. And sometimes it ain't even about what you eat. Like, she could have probably had the most healthy meal in the world. But if it wasn't prepared properly, or, if it was old food, it's just very easy to get tore up. So I really felt bad about Kandi. I want to talk on Marlo real quick. This is a little off subject, but I've been watching the after show that comes on
Bravo
streaming app. And so she said that Kandi, the way that she talked about Kandi was just disrespectful. But when she said not a stank breath and a stank booty, honey, you don't have no room to be talking about nobody being stank. You come from the slums, from the gut. So if you know anything about stink, you would know.
Oh my. Oh dear.
Oh my.
I thought the rooms were very nice. Shereé did a great job.
Yes, she did.
And as Radiant said, I guess we'll find out next week whether or not we all sitting out on the curb in Dubai or in Portugal.
Y'all wrong. Because even they said that sprinter was nice. Shereé got taste.
Yeah, she does. I give her that. She got good taste.
She really does have taste. I'll give her that. She does have taste, but I just hope that she's able to pay people for her taste, because she clearly said on the reunion last time that she don't pay well she don't pay if the quality of work is not good, which is illegal. You still gotta pay someone to do their service.
But don't got money. Right.
Well, we'll talk later. I'm gonna let in my opinion, what are your thoughts?
She who can't pay should not say anything. Okay.
Come on
First of all, she couldn't pay for a man to be on the show, so she went dumpster diving for those. Okay. Let's go there. Okay. She dumpster dived last year for Tyrone, and she dumpster dived this year for Martell. Like, I'm gonna need you to stay out the dumpster because you stink too then. Okay, and Marlo, let me tell you something. They lies couldn't even get straight together. Okay, first Marlo talking about she got like 5 things. Shereé said you got like 15 things. Now make it make sense. Now math may not be y'all strong suit, but 5 and 15 got a lot of numbers in between.
You know they didn't graduate high school, right?
Well, hey, I'm telling you, it pays to go to school. Okay, you need to know something. Okay, because when you out here trying to speak fat, make sure your facts line up with the other person, okay? Because 5 and 15 don't make no sense, okay? And then she put that little fake hat on her head. You could tell she don't never wear that hat because that hat wasn't even size for her head. Shade of it all, okay? I mean, it's just sitting on top of her head. It wasn't on there right or nothing. So the shade of it all. I love my sheep. I said, girl, please. You got that little hat. You just threw it on just for that scene. You know what? I'm so tired of them. The fake and the fraud of it all, okay? And let me tell you something. Drew was a trooper, okay? She acted like a grown woman. When she got herself to the point where she was like, I can't handle you no more. She walked away instead of calling them out their name, disrespecting them or anything. So for that, I'm going to give you a round of applause because you was a better woman than any of these other women.
Well, Drew gets a round of applause.
Yeah, she does, because everybody else would have been calling them B's and H's all over the place, and it would be, I'm smacking you, headbutting you, all this. She didn't do none of that. She just walked away.
True.
Why did she get around to like she made, as I said in Portuguese, she made her bed and now she must lay in it. You like
well, let me tell you something. First of all, Emmanuel, she made her bed, she laid in it, and she won her lawsuit. What about she who can't pay? Okay, she still owed the designer because them fashions that went down the fashion show, she still owed the designer. He sued her. Okay, so not only do she owe them people, she owed the designer, she owe her old personal assistant, and she owe her attorney. So she who cannot pay has 4 lawsuits out right now. I need her to clear up her stuff before she try to talk about somebody else's. Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine.
But this is a reality
and don't forget
show.
Don't forget the 3 tax liens on the chateau by Thelma.
But this is a reality
on the
show.
Chateau. That's why she put the house in her mama name. That's why she put the house in her mama name so they can't take it.
Oh, wow.
Well, this is a reality show. We need to talk about reality. And if Drew's not willing to talk about a pending lawsuit or whatever, and she wants to get all teary-eyed,
Kandi didn't want to talk about that pending
lawsuit. First of all, I know you're not going.
Hold on, time out 1 second. Jersey Girl 68, come through now with the comment. She said, I was agreeing with you until the applause.
Oh, no.
Yes, we're going to give her applause. I'm giving her applause, okay? Let me tell you something. All these lying pussies that's on this show, they lie every day, okay? And they get away with it. They act ratchet, trashy, everything. They call each other B's and H's. She did not speak out of their name at all. She stood there like a real woman. She took it when she had to. She said what she had to say, and she walked away when she was through.
She used her words.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Gio, 1 second. Drew can throw a bone, but can't take the heat. Bye.
Exactly.
Oh,
lies.
Can I say something, Eva?
Yes, let Emmanuel speak. Go ahead. Let's see what you gotta say.
Let the record reflect.
Okay, let me sit up. Hold on, Emmanuel. Let me sit up. Go ahead. What you saying?
Miss Phaedra Parks was able to go up against the best of them. Never got out of character. Never called them out their name, and never cried about it either.
Woo, woo, woo.
Wait a minute, hold on. I know you ain't lying like that.
Emmanuel, drop the mic. That part right there.
Boom. Pow.
That girl couldn't even keep her doggone due date. She couldn't even catch you about due date.
That's something different.
Hold on 1 second, everybody. Hold on 1 second. Too bad I cannot play Bravo stuff because they will ding me. But if you remember the reunion where Phaedra told off Kenya Moore.
It was rehearsed. It was rehearsed. Somebody
Oh
else
no,
wrote that,
no.
Diva.
It doesn't matter.
That
But it
part.
was
It does.
good though.
It
Now
wasn't.
check
It
that.
wasn't. No, it wasn't original. And we cannot give Phaedra so much credit. She's the one that made felonious allegations against someone. How can she be the best to do it?
Come
And she
on
could
now,
be in
E.
prison.
That
She
Yeah.
could be in prison. She stole
That's
cars and
right.
sent Apollo to jail. What do you mean? She
That-
gave.
And
Denzel,
she
Oh,
she
please.
called
but
Kenya several
Denzel,
whores
Hold on, hold on,
multiple times.
hold on. Yeah, Diva. Yes,
Denzel, you connected, okay? Because you said now check that, so you know
exactly,
what I'm talking
exactly.
about.
Now check that.
Exactly.
Would you rather her
Okay.
go up and snatch Shereé up like she
You're
deserves,
so
and then y'all
stupid.
would say she's violent? Would y'all rather
So,
that? Like,
well,
Well,
look,
Drew
you.
ain't about that life. That's
Well,
not
you.
what's going on.
No,
She
okay.
was not getting ready to
So,
put hands
no,
on nobody.
Oh,
you know
okay.
what, Cat,
She
Cat,
from
there
Chicago,
is
she
turbulence
said.
on the train. Hold on, let me bring the train back. There is turbulence on the train. All I want to say is this: Drew can pump it out, but she's no different than Shereé. When somebody pump it back, she want to cry, run and hide, and y'all want to give it to her like she was just being a bigger
It's not
woman.
the same
and say,
situation.
so
Can I
you
say
stood
something real
there-
quick?
So you stood there and threw a bone. Which
But Diva, you was taking up for Kandi when she was up there talking about some. She was gonna headbutt somebody. Here it is. This girl, she had decorum. She didn't do none of that.
in my opinion,
She ain't
when
about
I'm
that life.
saying to you
That's
what
what she gonna
Kandi
do.
did, when I'm saying you,
Y'all just want everybody to be as wretched as the rest of them.
They do.
Right.
They
I'd
do.
like to
They're
say
okay with
something
the
real
ratchet.
quick.
She's not
Y'all
They
trying
follow
to
they
twist
one
it.
good reality
Y'all trying
TV,
to
but
twist
this
it
is
on
what
us.
just
Y'all
whatever.
trying to twist it on us. Y'all trying to
No,
twist it on
because
us.
that's
No,
totally
Ratchet.
different. Like I said,
No,
Shereé
no,
was the
it's
one that
about
said
being
this
true to
is
who
a
you
healing
are.
trip. Shereé said this is a healing trip. And if we have issues, bring it up. Drew brought us serious to her. It was serious to her. So if I bring
Yeah.
a serious issue to you, I'm expecting you to be serious about it.
And
So
let's not
True.
forget that they done already had this conversation and they had done already shook on and said they was letting the bygones be bygones. So why are we doing this again? Like, why are you? And then even if that, let me tell y'all something. First of all, the conversation was over. So Drew wasn't walking away from the conversation because she was up there talking about French fries. So no, she
That's
wasn't.
true. That's
This
true.
is the thing. She walked away after it was over. So you can't say she was a punk and she walked away. And no, she was walking away because she was sick and tired of these
I see what
bulls.
the
Hold on. Go ahead. Let me just say this. Shereé trumped her because that's what saying. What about the French fries? That's saying shut up.
Oh.
That's saying shut up. When
Exactly.
you want to shut
Because
the
she didn't have
conversation
anything
down,
else
hold
to
on one
say.
second, guys. Hold on one second, guys. When you want to shut the conversation down, you want me to move on. You just turn over and say, "How these French fries good?" That's telling me to shut up. And that
no,
broke
that's saying you
Drew
wrong and you
down.
couldn't prove
No,
your point. She never
but
proved her point.
it's still, but you know what though, Red? It's still shutting the person down. It's like it's shutting them down. And so Drew broke down and the tears started rolling down her face. And then she picked up a fry. She tried to hold it together. And then she broke down because she was like, I just got punked at this table. But
We just gonna have to agree to disagree then.
Yeah.
We just gonna have to agree to disagree.
hold
Can I
on,
say
let me
something?
just Gio, hold on one second. Gio, thanks for being on the car with me tonight. Okay. Drew, she said Drew can't handle Shereé. She can't. That's why she ran crying. Facts.
Diva,
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say
What's wrong
something
with
real
y'all
quick?
mentally? Y'all for real
Who?
mental.
Who goes
Y'all are
first?
really mental.
Can I
Okay,
go
wait, I'm
first?
going
Yeah,
with
right.
Shan. Hold on. Shan, Sebastian, and the E. Go ahead, Shan.
Listen, honey, you know what you do when you're not winning a conversation? You have no comeback. You're not witty with your words. You change the subject. The French fry thing was Shereé changing the subject. That's what that's called, Diva. I'm losing, so let me change the subject so we can talk about something else because I cannot hold my own. If
But
you
you also-
rewatch, Shereé was quiet and Drew was going on and on. Drew only cried because she said she from Chicago, right? She don't want to snatch nobody up and lose her paycheck. When Monique snatched up Candace, Monique was violent. Y'all
voted
say
her off
use
the
your
show.
words, right? But when Kandi is in a serious situation and she starts to cry, oh yeah, she's just emotional, she's frustrated. Honey, pick a side and stay on it. Because Drew did the same thing. Kandi was stop with the violence.
Come on, Shan.
Cause she know
You
we
better
proving our point.
preach.
She don't want to be wrong. That's all
Listen,
right.
Diva will see
you
the light
talking,
next week.
you talking,
She'll be like,
you listen, violence is never the answer. but you're talking two different things. I'm talking
supported it when
about
Kandi
straight
wanted
up.
to do it.
I'm talking straight up about running and hiding.
She
And I'm
wasn't
talking about-
hiding. She sat there for a while. Honey, you gotta rewatch the episode.
No,
You
no,
gotta
I
rewatch-
listen.
No,
I was
Shan, you're
hold
wrong on
on.
this
I watched the episode twice, and I said
You gotta watch it the
Shereé
third time.
She punked her by changing the subject, and when she got punked, she didn't know what to do. And I would have said, "We ain't talking about French fries right now." I would have came back to Shereé and told her what we're talking about is how you don't pay.
So you want her to be aggressive?
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
then y'all say
That's what
black
she
women
wants them
you
to be
know
locked
what?
up.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what, y'all?
Yeah.
She was right for crying and running out.
There you go, Diva.
No, Diva.
See, okay. You keep the same energy next time Kandi do it. Keep the same energy next time Kandi do it. Keep the same
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
Listen.
No, it's not a year. It's not because Kandi. Look, well, you know what Kandi said. I'm crying because I'm about to choke your ass. That's
That
what
part.
she said.
That
I
part.
understand the fact
That's
that
what Drew was
she
doing.
may not have been comfortable in the situation, but she did not stand up and cry. She cried and ran.
That part.
That is the difference.
Yep.
She did not use her words at the same time. Y'all trying to make like Drew bought that life. She's not a Kandi. She wasn't born in the ATL. She was born in Chicago. But everything that I see about Drew is not about. Look at how Ralph treated her. She is not about that life. She don't have that.
So
She
because
has
rap
no
dogs are out and
aggressive
because these girls
comeback.
dogs are out, she supposed to just take it.
Okay, one at a time.
Finish up, Leo.
She did not have an aggressive comeback at that time. I'm not saying that Drew can't be aggressive, but at that particular time, Shereé really did punk her. Shereé really did run her out the room. Shereé did really run her out her feelings. She really did do that. I'm not saying that Drew don't have the capacity to stand up for herself, but in that moment, she really should have tapped into her energy and did that. We're not talking about the tears itself. It's about the way she did not step away. Oh, excuse me. She did not step away in a way to say, hey, look, I'm getting ready to go off on you. I'm getting ready to really loud and really scream you out. So I'm getting ready to step away. She did not use her words to say that. She broke completely down.
She did.
She broke completely down. And I like Drew. I did not like her on earlier seasons, but now in this season, I really, really like Drew. So I'm not trying to say I don't give her grace, because I really do. I just said a thing about whatever she going through with her husband, and she may not have had the energy to deal with these women, but she still punked out. It's still a thing. She still did it.
The truth is the truth, right? Tell the truth, shame the devil. Savannah, don't do that. Don't do that.
That was shady.
The new freaking flack is.
That was shady. Can I say something, Diva?
I like it though. The new freaking frat. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. Listen,
I thought I was next.
Listen. Okay, yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
My bad, Sebastian.
It's okay. I want to say this. I never liked Drew in her previous seasons, but I've grown to like her. But we cannot forget what Drew has done in the past. Drew has done a lot. She has created lies. Drew even made up a lie about the prophet, that fake prophet, the prophet lie, on LaToya saying that she slept with him.
Come on now.
Drew is not an innocent person. Drew is not an innocent person. As much as I love her now, she is not innocent. And as I said in Portuguese, twice, I said 2 Portuguese sayings. 1, you made your bed, now lay in it. 2, those who can't handle fire will get burnt. And Drew did. And those tears came out of her eyes. She needs to grow up and acknowledge that she was punked by Shereé.
Come on, punked.
She expected all the other ladies to help her.
And they did.
It didn't happen, which is what you should never do.
And that was part of the tears too, Sebastian, if we tell the truth. Come on.
Well, Sebastian, let me tell you something. Marlo lie all the time too, so.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
that was part of the tears. You don't, that's the thing. You never put you don't put that expectation out there that the other housewives will help you. Because at the end of the day, they're all out here fending for their check. Now Kenya likes you last season and this season, but she never liked you when you first came on with that poodle wig. She didn't. I said what I said.
See,
all I have to say.
I think that's the point we're trying to make overall, Sebastian. She slung her mud. She threw her dirt, right? So, and the other people, when she was slinging the mud and throwing the dirt, they had to stand there and take it and deal with it, right? And try to do their comeback. They didn't run and cry. So now you going toe to toe. Listen, we all going to meet our match one day. But when you meet your match, you don't leave crying. You stand there and you try to handle the heat. But when the heat got to her, she got up and she started crying. I think it was a mixed bag of emotions. Her husband is cheating, allegedly. Okay, now the girl.
Well, she's cheating too, allegedly.
Yeah,
Drew's cheating too, allegedly.
Let me also say this: the girls sat there and didn't really back her up. It was very low level on the way they was backing her up. And finally, like I said, Kandi said, "Well, we didn't get this stuff." She didn't really say it that loud. She's like, "Well, we did," and then Kenya stepped in and said, "Nah, they took it back." It was all very low key, but it was as if Drew just made up this lie about not getting the stuff. But I think we have to call it a draw. We're in
you can make it go.
Go ahead, E. Go ahead, E.
So about Drew's temperament, because I do think Drew picks and chooses who she wants to go to battle with. And I'm not sure why people are so timid of Shereé, because Shereé is the easiest piece on the chessboard to knock over. But something comes to mind when they had that Bolo event, and Drew and Latoya got into it, and Drew told Latoya, "Don't play with me. I'm from Chicago, B." And so I'm thinking about that, Drew, because I heard someone say, "Well, she didn't grow up in Atlanta." Chicago is known for more violence than Atlanta, even though, despite Drew saying they don't use the word "pow pow" in Chicago, I beg to differ. But I want to get to this thing about Shereé and how she's not smart. So Drew could have taken Shereé down. I don't know why people are intimidated by Shereé, but I want to take everyone's mind back to the first episode of this season when Martell went to Shereé's house, and Shereé made the comment about them filming their bedroom exercises and putting it on OnlyFans. And I said that because, Sebastian, when you were speaking and I was thinking about Shereé's intellect, I started thinking about what Martell does with tapes of women. And Shereé, you'd be a fool if you let Martell record you and you let him keep that. That's all I wanted to say.
Can I say one thing?
One thing, because
I know I've been
close out.
So sorry.
You're fine.
Listen, I see the issue.
Oh.
The issue is y'all who have an issue with Drew crying. The thing is, y'all aren't used to seeing classy people on TV. Drew is classy. She's walking away. She's using her words.
Lies.
Yeah.
Come on, Leo. Come on, Leo. Classy is we do a grab bag for the Christmas party, and you supposed to spend $1,000, and you show up with a box with your used wig in it. That's classy. Like, stop. No, I know class when I see it. Okay.
She's classy this season.
Drew is not classy. Drew is not classy.
She's classy this season.
No,
maybe she was on a budget.
Lisa Vanderpump is classy.
No, exactly. We're gonna roll the footage from when Drew showed up. Even drop it with Drew.
Can you keep the train on the track?
No, you took it off the track, so now we're going to deal with the wrecked train. Right here. We're going to pick up the pieces and tell the truth here. Drew with the drop it with Drew. How you going to come up with drop it with Drew? You didn't know nothing about your own alleged business, and you couldn't even drop it with Drew, because when Sonya took you to exercise, you was out of breath, almost passed out, and she was going to have to resuscitate you. So don't do this. Listen,
Yeah, but you know she got a medical condition, so let's not even do that.
No.
She broke
I
her
watched
ankle.
it.
Oh
I
my
watched it.
God.
Come on, they tell Nikki telling you stand your ground, but I
Her
watched the show
ankle was
now.
broken.
But listen,
Excuses.
I had to watch these things twice when we do these recaps. Okay, I watched it the night of, and
You
then I
gotta
watched
start
it again.
watching it 3 times, Diva.
No, you want to
because-
stop that? No, Drew is not. Listen, I like Drew, so let's not get it twisted here.
She's classy
But when you
this
want to
episode.
do classy, you and Drew in the same sentence, now you gotta stop.
It's all right,
Would
Shan.
you
If it ain't
rather her
Kandi,
be-
if it ain't Kandi, she ain't gonna give her a break.
Right. The thing is, if Drew was walking
Nobody
around saying,
said Kandi was classy. No one said that.
We all know
Diva
Kandi. We all know Kandi sleeps around in his ghetto. We know that.
Oh,
The thing is, y'all want her to say, "Oh, I'm gonna headbutt you." Da 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 da. She's not as ghetto as Kandi, so she's classy. She
I ain't aggressive neither.
walked away. But if she was violent, you guys would say she's too ghetto.
Class?
She's da 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 da.
Class.
My VIP sister Leo.
Listen, now let me tell you something, Roy. You know I love you, but
Last
you
week
did
was
exactly.
use your words.
You did exactly what Drew did, Roy. You left the building.
No, he did not. Royer is
building.
busy. He's busy. He's booked and busy, honey. Okay.
hey Diva, can I ask you something real quick?
Classy is Michelle Obama. Classy is Vanessa Williams.
Can I ask you
Classy is
something real
Diane
quick?
Carroll.
Yes, bro.
Okay, classy is Lena Horne. Classy is not Drew.
I'm gonna go back up. Since you want to go there, come on, y'all. Let's go there all the way. Let's go there all the way. Now, see, I was trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
I was trying to be quiet and let y'all live. But since I gotta go there, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. Hold on, because I was listening in the background. Let me mute myself.
We overtime. The train
and we finna go all the way overtime now since you wanted to bring me back in the building. Okay.
Ooh.
Now, as I stated, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna keep reiterating until we get through all of y'all who don't understand thick heads. Shereé brought us.
Come on, Royal.
She brought us on this trip for healing.
Yes.
And to come back together as a group.
Yes.
Now, Diva, this is your trip, right? We on your train.
Yes.
You tell us if there is anything that has happened that we got a problem with, we need to come and address you. Okay.
Yes. Amen.
Diva and Royer have a problem now because we got issues.
Yes.
Okay? Now I come to you
and
I'm sharing my true heart feelings about what happened, okay? At a recent brunch. We ain't talking about last season. We talking about today. What happened recently, okay?
Can we get an amen?
Now, because you don't have no answer to what's going on, bring up the past about what you lied on me about baby, blah, 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 blah. We already talked about that. We talking about right now. Right now.
Well,
come on,
for Shereé to go in on
drowning,
she going in on Drew. We already know Drew is in a jacked up marriage. We already know that Drew ain't got it all, and you would think that y'all would have the commonality because Shereé ain't no smarter than Drew. So you would think that you would, see where Drew is coming from and try to have some compassion. But this is exactly like I said earlier. Shereé is a bitch. And that's why you need no lessons. That's why I fall through because you nasty.
Come on,
Ray. That part.
Correct me when I'm wrong. Correct me when I'm wrong, somebody.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Denzel. Freaking frack. Did you forget freaking frack?
Your frack is just like Portia. She jumps the train. Okay. Yeah.
You know what, because the train is overtime and I'm pulling into the last stop and everybody got to get up off my train. Okay, I ain't even gonna gather you today. I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live.
Me too, Diva. Me too, Diva.
We ain't gonna do this. But guess what? Me and Leo ain't doing. We not leaving. You don't see no tears.
No, y'all websites is shutting down and you're not sending out inventory. People getting inventory that ain't paid for the inventory.
You know what Diva
that's all right. Like I said, we'll remember this the next time Kandi come crying and I want to slap her.
Right.
We want the housewives.
And we appreciate you.
And not be so aggressive. But then when somebody give you that, then y'all still unhappy. Y'all don't know what y'all want, just like Carlos King don't know what he want, and Andy Cohen either.
Like my girlfriend saying, you don't know what you talking about.
Y'all
But we
sure
gonna let
don't.
you live
Thank you.
tonight.
Thank you for proving my point. Y'all don't.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Diva?
No, it's overtime.
Royale
We're
did that.
done.
Okay, drop
It's
the
a
mic.
wrap. It's a
Drop the
wrap.
mic.
Listen, guys, this has been Monday recap
I
of
love
the
you, Royale. I love
of
you.
Atlanta. Okay, listen.
This was so
it
much
is what
fun,
it
y'all.
is.
I love
It
y'all.
was.
Train, you catch the train ride and you don't catch feelings. Savannah, you jumped the train. I ain't mad at you, okay? And the only reason why I'm not jumping tonight, Savannah, is because I'm standing my ground. I ain't doing no drill. Okay?
Stand your ground.
I stand my ground, okay?
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
come
see
on
if the
now.
train is open tomorrow if you paid the bills like Shereé.
Oh, Shady.
Good night, Puppy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be both the VIP
Royale.
card, okay? He gonna
Yes,
be on the
love you,
back of the
Diva.
train. The
The
back of the
VRP.
That's right. The VIP is gonna be both the VIPs, Shan and Royale, will be on the back
If
of
y'all
the
don't
train.
see me tomorrow, it's because Diva intentionally blocked my ticket.
Oh, she would never do that, Royale. She would never do that.
No, you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna ask for French fries.
It's over.
Good night. Come on, what you say, Denzel?
It's over.
It's over.
The Diva train is out of service. You don't have to go home. Get out of here.
Come on now. Good night, y'all. Goodbye. I had a good
Love you all. Love you, Diva, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Boa noite.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Thank you. Hit that like button. Hit that
And
like
subscribe.
button. Listen, if y'all want me to keep doing these train rides, all y'all need to do is purchase your ticket. Hit that like button. I love y'all.
Exactly.
Good night and goodbye.
Goodbye. Good night, everybody. Love y'all.
I love you back.